What's up, Minnesota? Data here with episode 5 of the Minnesota Wild franchise mode with your Stanley Cup champion, Minnesota Wild. We didn't think it was going to happen in year 1, but we got it done. And after a roller coaster of an episode last episode, I hope that you didn't lose too many years off of your life. We won the Stanley Cup with the Wild here. It was a 6-game series against the Stars, a bit of a nail-biter at times. Then it was a 7-game series against the Jets that resulted in a double overtime Marcus Johansson winner after Patrick Laine ringed it off the post for the Jets, rung it off the post, and we came back the other way and scored. A 6-game series against the Coyotes. We were up 3-0. The Coyotes came back 3-2. We closed it out in 6. And a bit, a few nails bitten here and there, but then it was smooth sailing in the Stanley Cup Finals as we took down the Flyers in 5 games to win on home ice. What a performance from so many players. Conn Smythe winning, Ilya Kovalchuk, Kaprizov, Stahl, Fiala, Parise, all with 19 points. Kaprizov 14 goals. Everyone came through in a huge way. Between the pipes, Elvis, he was solid at 15, 5, and 2. There was a comment, I think myself and often many others, we say Elvis Merzlikins, but it's Elvis Merzlikins, or Merzlikins, actually. Merzlikins. I'm just going to try to call him Elvis from now on more often, but I'm pretty sure it's Elvis Merzlikins. And we'll go with that. By the way, 907 save percentage, 2.66 goals against average. Wild stuff from Elvis. Great to see from the 84 overall. But here's the thing this season, my friends. Usually when we win a Stanley Cup, it means that we are trending up as a team. We win the cup, everyone's looking good, make a couple tweaks, and we run it back, no problem. But this season, we are faced with many questions, wherein if we don't answer them accordingly, we could easily even miss the playoffs next year. Because look at this. Ilya Kovalchuk, Conn Smythe winner. He came and had a big impact since the deadline. He could be gone if he's asking for too much money. We don't know if he's coming back. Kaprizov, we'll get him signed. Stahl, he's a free agent. Who knows? Depends on what he's asking for. Fiala, RFA. Do we sign him or do we take draft pick compensation? Parise, Monahan, Suter, all signed. Johansson, he's signed, but do we keep him? Mike Hoffman going to free agency for sure. And unless he really lowers his asking price, I don't think we have $9 million to spare. But Mike Hoffman, take him out of the lineup. There goes 30 goals and 33 assists for 63 points. That's a huge hole in the lineup. And then Bonino, Vatanen, Greenway. So a lot of these guys are still coming back, but the biggest pieces may not be. Spurgeon, Brodin, we may be looking to move them. We're not totally sure on them yet. So there are a lot of different avenues that we could go here in Minnesota. Try and, move contracts like Raskin, Brodin, and re-sign everybody, or let Kovalchuk and Hoffman walk and then see who we can find in free agency ourselves. Do we try and trade in the draft? Do we trade our picks for players? Do we look to build for the future? Many different possibilities. So there were a lot of comments in the last one on the YouTube channel and on the Discord server. I can't answer every single one in the video, but what I can do is show you that everyone who suggested a player to go after, I did watch list them. So Cizikas, Lawton, Richardson, and Roslovic were all already on the watch list. I'd put them there myself. But Gergensons, Dermott, Chalowski, Suzuki, and Besser were all suggested in the comments. I especially like the Nick Suzuki one here. If he could be a playmaker that fits the second line, as the scheme says, could be a good playmaker, sniper, power forward combo with Fiala and Greenway on the second line. If that were to work out, he's coming off a 42-point season in 62 games with the Canadiens. So maybe Suzuki's a possibility. Chalowski, Dermott, possibly bottom pair ideas if we are to move Brodin and or Spurgeon. But let's hop into the ideas here. A lot of them won't be addressed yet. We're going to still have to do the draft. And a lot of what happens on this team will depend on the re-sign phase. So most of our moves won't come until July 1st. But seeing as we have the opportunity to make trades at the draft that we may want to make so that the money is freed up for the extensions, let's go through all of them right now. First off, gotta say, I asked everybody, what did you do with your day with the Stanley Cup? And Willie Boy gave the best answer. He said, I went to the beach with Kyle Wood. I'm assuming they were on the beaches of Honolulu, back where that statue was built of Kyle Wood and his 4 Stanley Cup rings. So Willie Boy, hope you enjoyed the weather. Here's Rosera talking about the pronunciation of Elvis's name. I'm just going to fly through some of these comments. I'm not going to read each one word for word. Here's Corey's comment talking about Dermott and Chalowski trying to move Spurgeon or Brodin for another roster player. Mikey commenting here talking about trying to give Ilya Kovalchuk another year and try to get something for Eriksson Ek to move up for the Gem Center. This is, I believe, at 7th or 8th. there's a gem center that we could try to go after. So thank you, Mikey. Jay Birdie's comment here was about moving Boldy and Eriksson Ek for a guy like Suzuki for the chemistry. Jay said he'll lose his mind if I get Brock Besser. We'll try. You know what? I put him on the watch list. I don't know if I can guarantee that right now, but if everybody wants Brock Besser, we can try and get Brock Besser. I just don't know if that's a right now move. Willie Boy also commenting, saying to go after Jesper Wallstedt. We'll look at that in the draft, but we're definitely going to be taking like 2 or 3 shots on goalies in the draft. There are a lot of good ones, and we need to build our goalie pool. Apo with a big comment. Congrats on the cup. Thank you, Apo. He says Hoffman and our hero Kovalchuk will probably have to walk. He wasn't sold on Bowie, Fiala, or Eriksson Ek's performance. Goalie situation is good. Right now, Kakinen's a solid backup, but maybe even a bit of a better overall backup wouldn't hurt. Look for goalies in the draft. Once again, congratulations. Thank you, Apo. Boomba Doomba says congrats on the cup win as well. Thank you. I love to see Kovalchuk raising the cup. Also, I recommend trading for Big Zemgus. He is on the watch list. And then again, once again, the pronunciation of Elvis's name. Jack with a nice big juicy comment. Love the video. Congrats on the cup win. Thank you, Jack. He wants a number change for Elvis. We'll hop on that later. And he thinks that Fiala might have to be moved for cap room and that Brodin, Johansson, Raskin, Spurgeon are movable because they're massively overpaid for their EA overall. Brodin at an 82 is pretty atrocious, to be honest. Sam Bennett may not be a bad pickup if he fits because he should be cheap and he can still grow. We could always sign him. That's true. And I might catch some hate here, but if you want to avoid trading Fiala, I don't think you should sign Stahl for more than 4.5 million because he only regresses. So we'll see how much Stahl is asking for. I believe he's asking for 6 million right now, but after the draft, he may be asking for much less. So like we said, it might be Stahl or Fiala. I'm not sure if we can keep both. Louis Malau says, in the draft, try looking at Pedro Humphrey and Morozov, the goalie. He was 1 bar high elite, ranked 58th, I believe. So we're definitely going to be going after those 2 people, Louis, especially Morozov. So thank you for telling me to check out some of those readiness and personality and all those things. I will take a look at those. Over on the Discord server, Toby the HR ref. Always love hearing from Toby Flenderson. He says, first off, let's go! Stanley Cup Parade down West 7th Street in St. Paul, baby. No COVID in this universe, so we can pack the block. Yes, sir, we can. Congrats, Data. That was a pretty incredible playoff run, but now we got to look to the future. As happy as I am for the team, I think we all know this roster isn't in Dynasty territory just yet, just like I said earlier. We did right by our veterans, but a short rebuild is now around the corner. Suter and Parise didn't retire, so now, they're at their highest point, they're at their highest trade value yet. Parise and Suter both coming off cup wins. Parise's 84 overall, 70 points, everything. Monahan is locked down for a few years. Stahl could come back for another season, but he's going to be looking for a lot. On the other hand, Eriksson Ek, who can play left wing or center with top 6 potential, is there. You can get chemistry going with him, Greenway, and Rossi, who might make the team, and that could be a future second line lockdown. His suggestion is to move on from the veterans, including Spurgeon, move up in the draft, get defensive prospects, and hold off on signing Hoffman because it's not going to be worth overpaying him. Greenway can fill that spot. Or if it doesn't favor him, you might be able to get a power forward in exchange for a veteran. Between Ek, Cap, and Fiala, you have 3 snipers, one of whom doesn't want an extension. I would qualify Fiala and take the draft picks. Either way, I don't think the move is to try to shoot for a cup in year 2. If we make a deep playoff run, that would be great, but the primary focus should be to euthanize the roster. And then following him up, Weeze says, Ek is a sniper in name only. He simulates as more of a defensive playmaker with high takeaways and low shot totals. So we should not be fooled by Eriksson Ek's title and sniper when we're looking at who could be a sniper for the lineup. So that's a great comment from Toby. What we want to do next season is do what we did this season, build a good team, and if we go deep, awesome. But, we can't be shooting for the Stanley Cup necessarily every season for all 25 seasons of a franchise mode. You always want to do your best, but sometimes you got to understand that there are years in between where stuff happens. But who knows? We'll see what can be built through this draft and this offseason. The draft class is pretty solid. We're trying to get this through this offseason ASAP. But the draft class is quite solid. Well, it really depends on what teams want to trade their picks and for what. We know guys like Lambos and Clark are medium elite. They go on their mid-first round picks. I don't know if there's anyone great, to be honest, with our 2 first-round picks here. I would not be opposed to trading one or both of our first-round picks to move up with a piece, like a first and Spurgeon to move up within, I don't know, the top 10 or something, depending on who wants to trade their picks. So it really comes down to that, and we're ready to hop into it right now. We're not going to send any extensions out because they just want too much money at the moment. Like I said, Eric Stahl, I believe he wants about $6 million right now. Yeah, 6.2. So I'll wait until after the draft. You know, it would be great to move a guy like Victor Rask, but I'm not sure if teams are going to be wanting to take on those $4 million. So let's see who wants to move their picks here in the draft. Picks 5, 6, and 7 are all up for grabs. 5, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 18, 9. Okay, so if we can't move into the top 10, we could probably trade to 14 or 15 and maybe get Lambos or Clark. I don't know if I want Brent Clark again. I've had him like the last couple of franchise modes in NHL 20. But yeah, let's see what we can do to trade up for 5, 6, or 7. The very first thing I want to do is see if there are any takers for Victor Rask's contract. We may just have to swallow it next season or buy him out. Not sure. 79 overall he is. $4 million for one more season. Oh, a 7th round pick from Buffalo. Okay, there's actually some trades here. All 7th round picks. I get Patera and a 7th, a fringe starter goalie. I don't need that. 2 7ths from Tampa Bay. Okay, that seals it right there. Victor Rask, I was thinking I was going to keep you as my 4th line center next season, but if Tampa Bay wants to give me 2 7th round picks for you, I'm going to have to move on. So Victor Rask, I'm so sorry. You came for Nino Niederreiter in that deal. Things never worked out, and I wish you all the best. Like really, truly, I'm going to take you out to dinner, give you a gold watch. I wish you all the best in Tampa Bay. Thank you, Tampa, for clearing $4 million off my chest here. That's really going to help in the resign phase. Huge help. So that's a game changer right there. I was not expecting that. So maybe now we don't have to move Spurgeon and Brodin. I don't know. Sorry. Brodin, really low value. Brodin's so good in real life, but he's really got just shafted by the EA system here. I'd probably rather keep Spurgeon, but he's the one who has the value. Spurgeon, 21 points last season. How he fits the 1st and 3rd D pair really well. Brodin fits the 3rd D pair. I'd rather get someone who's not as costly for the 3rd D pair, right? But it would have to be as a deal with something else, because just Brodin straight up, I can get a 3rd or a garbage prospect. If I throw in Brodin and the 25th overall pick from Buffalo, no trades. Okay, we'll work on that. So the 1st overall pick, Chicago Blackhawks, they are proud to select Atu Ratti, 70 overall, high elite. Columbus Blue Jackets, both the Hawks and the Blue Jackets won big in the draft lottery. Jackets get Cousineau here. Josh Cousineau, great sniper, 79 overall, 18 years old, with 5-star shooting. That's broken. Enjoy. New York Islanders take Wong, 65 overall, medium elite, Honolulu Husky legend. And the LA Kings select Zachary Leroux, 63 overall, high top 6. So who's left here if we wanted to trade for the 5th overall pick? Botter here, Leon Botter, bread and butter. He is ranked 4th, 5th, and he's here at 5th. Medium elite, 17 years old, by the way, 6'4", NHL ready, similar to Zdeno Chara. Ooh, that's so tempting. Do we have any good defense in the system aside from like Kalen Addison? I don't think so, right? So what would it cost to get St. Louis's 5th overall pick? If I were to trade you, like, let's just say, what does the value look like if I give you Spurgeon and the 25th overall pick here? St. Louis would be over the salary cap, no problem. I could take back a defenseman, maybe. That would be nice to take back a defenseman. Oh, there's no one really here, though. Let me Scandella. Okay, I'll take Scandella, but let me try to move him later on. Scandella and the 5th overall pick for the 25th overall pick, and Jared Spurgeon. Value's not there whatsoever. Yeah, that's a big contract to swallow. Not gonna lie. What if I throw in here? Here's something crazy. The 2 first-round picks, and then I take back a 3rd and like the next 3 years of 3rd round picks from you. Those are valuable for trades especially. I'll give you both 1st round picks. I don't need those. And Jared Spurgeon. Give me the 5th overall pick now and your next 3 years of 3rd round picks. Those are very valuable. The 3/3 still far off. Just the 2/3. You aren't where you need to be. Okay, 1/3. They still don't want it. Okay, it's not going to happen then. 2 firsts and Jared Spurgeon and then Johansson for the 1st and the 5th. I could just try 2 firsts. That's really overpaying, but like, how much do I want that prospect? He's 17 years old and he's NHL ready. This is a huge overpayment. Toropchenko. Throw him in. What do you say to that? Oh, trade accepted. Okay. Oh, that's a huge overpayment. That's a huge overpayment. But guys, listen, 17-year-olds in the draft that are NHL ready, those guys are monsters. Those guys are monsters. This guy better be like 80 overall, 17 years old. Wow. Okay, so Jared Spurgeon and the 2 first-round picks, 25 and 30, 25th and 31st overall, and Johansson, who we didn't really need. Off to the St. Louis Blues. We get Marco Scandella, who we're just going to trade away, I think. Hold on. Let me go reset the clock here. Reset the clock. Oh, okay, thank goodness. Wow. Wow, that was crazy. Botter, 79 overall medium elite. Because the clock ran out, so it auto-selected. But that's who I wanted. Oh, goodness, that was a close one. Could have also taken Sillinger or Marr. I'd rather take a defensive defenseman than a two-way forward center, so I'm happy with that. That's who I would have taken. But wow, that was a close. I almost lost my head there. Let's look at this guy. Leon Botter, guys, let's get excited. Leon Botter, 6'4", medium elite, 17 years old, 79 overall. He was a plus 13 with 12 points in 50 games in an A+ league. He's 3.5-star defense, 88 shot blocking, 86 stick checking. I'm excited. 3.5-star physical, 3.5-star skating. Usually the big boys have like 2-star skating. His puck skills aren't great, but that's okay. Leon Botter, get the bread and butter out, boys. Okay. Bread and butter. Oof, that was a shock right there. I didn't think it was gonna happen. But that's, you know, it's sad to move Jared Spurgeon, but he's not as good as he is in real life here in the game. Jared Spurgeon to St. Louis. I know that's a huge overpayment, but that contract was just gonna get worse over time. If he was an 88 overall, that would have been great. But look at the trade value as well. Oh boy, that's juicy. Scandella, can I trade you Scandella? I like Marco Scandella a lot, but that's not a good contract. I don't want to keep that. I'll find someone better in free agency. Yeah. Riley Stillman, it's not a bad deal, eh? Riley Stillman, what's his overall like? Low top 6D. He's 76 overall, 23 years old. Yeah, it's fine. That's good for Iowa. I'd rather get a guy from Iowa like this than just draft someone for Iowa who's going to be on the team in 2 years once I sign him. So, and you know what? We always got to squeeze out more when we can. So I'll try to get as well as a 7th round pick in 2022. What do you say, Florida? Trade accepted. Thanks a lot. And the Predators go ahead and take Sillinger, high top 6. So, yeah, that's a lot of cap space that we have now. With Spurgeon, Rask, and Scandella all gone. We have like 16 million in cap there. Not to mention the more money that we'll get on the expiring deals coming off the books. But I don't think I want to make any more moves at the moment. I think I'm good. I wanted to move Brodin over Spurgeon, but we needed that trade value there to make it happen. Because at the moment, we have Suter, Vatanen, Brodin, Hunt, Botter, Soucy. That's not going to fly at all. So we're definitely going to be dipping into free agency. I don't know how, or Soucy costs a lot, eh? Can I dump Carson Soucy as well? Could I trade Soucy and Brodin for somebody and just do an overhaul on defense next season? No, I'll keep Brodin for now. If we trade Brodin, we'll do it on July 1st. Same for Soucy, but I think I definitely want to trade Soucy. We'll see on that. Okay, I think we'll just go with that. Next pick is at pick 78, but we said we wanted to trade up into the 2nd round to select a goaltender. So let's look and be a bit more precise here. A lot of great players are going to go here. Dylan Gunther, medium elite. Lambos Clark, medium elite. But it's going to be nice to have Botter at 78 overall, 79 overall already. He's going to be a big pillar, quite literally, on this team. Very reminiscent of Mats Lindback on the Honolulu franchise mode. Donald Witt, low elite. No, it's okay. Stankoven, medium top 6. Medium top 6. Tyrell, Jose Tyrell. Owen Nolan. Now, if I'm going to trade it's not easy to trade into the 2nd round. But, oh, here, Pedro Humphrey, we're talking about him. He's 3 years away, maybe. Medium top 6 as well. Grinder. 2-bar grinder. 32 games, 0 points. Doesn't bode super well. Yeah, Morozov at 58. I think we're going to trade up to, like, pick 55 or something. And go for Morozov. We'll get forwards later on. But, let's see, Vancouver's pick, they take Marr. He was 79 overall medium elite. What was the other guy we were looking at? The Jem Griffin. He's 78 overall medium elite. Listed as a 4th line forward, 3-star defense. Yeah, he would have been good. He would have grown well. But again, Botter, guys. Botter. Medium elite, 79 overall, 17 years old. The rest of the round looked like this. Astles was 76 overall. Sniper, 4-star shooting. Ooh, Ray Astles. That's a nice pick as well. Stokes. Lambos was 62 overall medium elite. See, that's the thing. Lambos is cool. Clark is cool as well, but these guys are like they're 19 overall or 17 overall less than Botter and a year older. Gunter 68 overall. Chaika, these guys are all real. Mikas, medium top 4D. Dadonov, a lot of medium top 4Ds, top 6 forwards. So at pick 25 here, the Blues took the other Marcus Johansson, who was a medium top 6 sniper, 2.5-star shooting. Nothing crazy there. And then the other selection, they took McTavish, who's a medium top 6 two-way forward center at 64 overall. So I don't think we missed out on anything big, guys. I know it's big to say, oh, we traded 2 first-round picks, but I don't think we really missed out on much. To miss out on Johansson and McTavish, but to get Botter and clear up space for Spurgeon and go sign new defense, I think that was worth it. Again, it's sad to move on from Jared Spurgeon after he won the cup with us and everything, but that contract is just deadly. So Buffalo at pick 25 here. What selection is this? That's 56. That should be good enough to get Morozov. So 56, the 56th overall selection. Can I trade you Jonas Brodin for this 56th overall pick? That would probably... No, that would not work. That would not work at all. You've met our block, but your value is too far off. Yeah. Brodin is worth... Morozov's going to be worth a lot, I think. So I don't mind giving up a bit more. Hunter Jones even. I can give up that goalie prospect. And I'll throw in 3 of my 7th round picks, all these late selections. Maybe I don't even need to throw in Hunter Jones. What do you say to this? So sweeten it just a touch. Okay, we don't need to throw in Hunter Jones then. I'll just give you... I'll take off 205, and I'll add 182 instead. A 6th, 2 7ths, and Jonas Brodin. Off to the Buffalo Sabres. I didn't think I was going to trade Brodin like I just said. I was going to wait till July 1st, but it ends up that works out over the Buffalo Sabres. Good luck in the Eastern Conference, Jonas. Another guy who just got shafted by the EA system, and we could not do it. So we're proud to select a big goalie prospect here, my friends, from Ukraine, 18 years old, Maxim Morozov. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers for an A+ league. 13, 8-1 with 3 shutouts, 917 save percentage, 2.48 goals against average. I think this guy could be huge. Maxim Morozov, welcome to Minnesota. He is high starter, 57 overall. Oh, no. High starter is good, but not high elite or medium elite like we thought he would be. Oh, no. Oh, no. Those stats really got me. But maybe he simulates well. If those stats, those were there for a reason, those Russia stats. Oh, high starter's good. Just not what I was expecting. I don't know. Should I be happy? Should I not be happy? Well, time will tell on that one. Only time will tell. But we got Brodin off the books either way. Wallstedt's going around 79. Can we risk it going to 78? That's pretty risky. Let's try and move like 1 pick up. If we're picking at 16, let's try trading for 14 instead, just to really be sure. We know that one of these goalies have to be good. What kind of value does he have, by the way, Morozov? Oh, what? That's crazy. Yikes. You know what? We're going to wait and see. We cannot pass judgment yet. Do not judge me yet. We got to wait and see. Oh, boy. That was not what I was expecting. I'll take one of that 7th that I just got from Florida and put it with the 3rd. Send that over to Columbus. Thank you, Columbus. And now we'll go and select Jesper Wallstedt, who I think is medium elite. I'm not sure. I know he's real. I know he's good. Yeah, he's still there. Perfect. So this is really the year of the goalie here in this draft. As we're gonna go for Jesper Wallstedt from the SHL, 6'4", 18 years old. Please have good potential. Medium starter. What? 62 overall though. Oh, I thought he was going to be elite for sure since he's a real guy and since he's supposed to be like a first-round pick in his actual draft next year. Oh, no. I really hope these weren't big mistakes. Let's go to pick 116. Not going to do any more trade-ups. Let's try and strike gold on our last selections here. 3 bars, medium top 6. I doubt he's top 6. He's probably, if he's a real guy, he's probably top 9. Boy, Maxwell low top 9. Is there anybody else here? 2 bars, medium elite. Alvin Burrows. That's interesting. Alvin Burrows. 5 years away, though. He's going to have terrible overall. Medium elite sniper, Antti Koivunen. 5 years away as well. We love our Finns here on the team. I'm going to go for Alvin Burrows here. Let's do it. Alvin Burrows from Liga. He is... Oh, thank goodness. Medium elite. There we go. That's exactly what we needed to see in this draft. Thank you. Alvin Burrows. Oh, medium elite. 49 overall. He's a pro... Oh, boy. Bottom 6. Good thing. He's definitely going to be a project, but he'll make it eventually, or he'll be he'll be trade fodder. I don't care. Suni was medium top 6. Okay, good for him. And okay, Logan was medium top 9, but Suni wouldn't have been a bad selection. 60 overall power forward. Okay. Over to pick 155 now at the end. 73 overall backup just went. 3 bars, low top 4, Victor Datsuk. That's probably going to be who we take. When's that German goalie going? Oh no, I'm a degenerate. Oh no, I missed him. But there's still this guy here. Darius Tan is still here at 192. Oh no, I forgot that. I missed out on the last goalie. I'm really sleeping out here. What have I been doing? Victor Datsuk. From Russia, 6'4", 18 years old, and he is low top 6D. Yikes, that's disappointing. There he is, Dolak. He was medium elite, Dolak. 53 overall. I just missed out on him by a few picks. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Dolak. Pick 178 now. I really got fooled by that defenseman as well, Victor Datsuk. So I think we're going to go for the goalie here unless someone really pops up. 2 goals. That's true, Taylor Gauthier. He's real, but I don't think he's actually elite in this game. Yeah, Darius 10, 3 bars, medium elite. Please be elite. 17 years old, medium starter again. I took 3 shots, and they were all starters, and the one that I missed was elite. 7th round pick. Last one of the draft here. Let's just get out of here. Josh Pillar, no way he's elite. So I might as well just go for the guy who's 2 bars medium elite. Sorry, 2 bars low elite. And go for Watkins here. Watkins, classic from Seinfeld. Let's do it. Tyson Watkins. He's low top 9. Awesome. Sim the draft. Okay. It wasn't a bad draft, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Botter at 5 was not who I was expecting to get. I didn't think we were going to be trading up. I thought we'd be selecting at 25 and 31. Morozov and Wallstead both being high and medium starters respectively. I wasn't expecting that. Burrows, medium elite, fantastic. Trading Spurgeon, Brodin, and Rask was not expecting that. So stuff just happens on the draft floor on draft day. Stuff just happens sometimes. So now we're going to go to the re-sign phase. We have to re-sign these 2 coaches. And okay, all right. Let me take care of the coaches quickly here. We'll see if these guys want to resign or not. Don't really care too much. Okay, time for contracts. We have a lot more money than we thought we'd have, but now we have to remember that we can't just spend it all. Man, 38.485. We can't just spend it all because we need to spend in free agency as well. So all expiring. Here we go. Mike Hoffman does not want the extension. He wants 3 years at 7.5. That's not bad for Mike Hoffman. After the season he just had. I'm going to keep him on the back burner. I'm going to take care of the yeses first, especially the UFAs. Eric Stahl, there we go. That's much more reasonable. I would sign Eric Stahl to a 1-year deal. So if he wants 5.575 for 1 year, that means 4.75, I believe, for 1 year at 85%. So we'll see if he takes that. 4.750, 1 year for Eric Stahl. If he wants that, I'd be happy to give it to him. 2 years, it's a bit much. He might start to regress a little bit. But 1 year, we can do that, Eric Stahl. Kaprizov, what does Kaprizov want? 5 years, 8 points. That's more reasonable than what he was asking for earlier. I would love to lock him up long term, like longer term even. 7 years might be a bit much. Maybe just 6 years, to the age of 30. 6 years wouldn't be crazy, I don't think, for Kaprizov. He's going to start scoring like a monster, as he already showed that he could. So 8.7, 85% of that is 7.395, so 7.4. 6 years, 7.4 for Kaprizov. I think that's pretty fair for Kaprizov. I'm going to offer that to him. Kovalchuk doesn't want the extension, and he wants $4 million. Yeah, Kovalchuk will have to walk. Fiala doesn't want the extension. We'll just qualify him. Yeah, we'll qualify him and come back later. Eriksson Ek does want the extension, but he was disgusting. 3 years, $3 million. I'd offer him... I'd give him 2 years. That top 6 potential, I'd give him 2 years. Keeps him as an RFA as well, which is important. 2.35 at 85% is 1.99. So 2 years, $2 million pretty much. for Eriksson Ek if he wants to come back. If not, I'll qualify him and deal with it later. And Sam Bennett does want to come back. He was just a healthy scratch all season, pretty much. We can get him for 8 years at 1.825. No. I could get him at 2. Yeah, you know what? 2 years. It keeps him as an RFA as well. So 2 years, 1.65, 85% is 1.402. So 1.425 for 2 years on Sam Bennett. Not bad. For Leaks says, no, Brad Hunt does want the extension. He had a really good season, though, so he's asking for a lot. I'll come back to Brad Hunt. I'd like to bring Brad Hunt back. And goalies were good. Unsigned prospects, we want to sign Botter, Mr. Bread and Botter, 17 years old, the German freak of a monster, 6'4". Welcome to Minnesota, if he can sign that contract. And that'll be the only unsigned prospect that we send a contract to. All right, Eric Stahl says he was clear on how long he wants to stick with the team. He wants a 2-year deal, so he's going to reject. Sam Bennett also doesn't want the duration of the deal to be changed. And Kaprizov, these guys with their duration, come on. Eriksson X says yes. Botter says yes. All right, that's not much consolation. So let's try again here. Stahl really wants 2 years, huh? That would be 2 years at 4.925. Do I want to give Eric Stahl 2 years at 4.925? I mean, we could always trade him if we don't want to keep him, right? After next season, we can always trade him. So it costs us a little bit more. Costs us, 100,000 more or something. But he will sign. If I give him 1 year, I might have to go up to 5 million or plus. So I'll try the 2 years at the 85% of what he's asking for. Kaprizov really wants 5 years, but I want to give him 6 years. So I guess the difference between 5 and 6 isn't anything too crazy. It would save us money as well, because 8.225, that only means 7 million. So 5 years, 7 million for Kaprizov. It's going to cost more once it comes time to re-sign him, but it's negligible, I guess. It's, got to give and take a little bit when you're a GM talking to the players and their agents here. So 5 years for Kaprizov. Bennett wanted 3 years, was it? I guess we could do that. That means 1.425 again. Okay, so 3 years. Same thing, but 3 years. All right, I'll try it for Sam Bennett. Brad Hunt. I'm going to try Brad Hunt. No point in waiting too long. I'd rather give him 1 year, though, to be honest. I don't know if he's going to keep up that pace. And at the age of 32, with the top 6D potential. So 85% of that is 1.445. So I'll try 1.450 for 1 year for Brad Hunt. And yeah, let's advance a day. Fingers crossed out here. These Iowa Wild coaches. Goodbye. You have not offered me the money I feel I'm worth, says Eric Stahl. Your offer was not enough to entice me, says Sam Bennett. And so does Kirill Kaprizov. And Brad Hunt with the years. What's going on here, guys? All right, so here's what we're doing for the RFAs. Bang. Qualify Kaprizov. Not going to kill myself with you. Bennett, qualify. Goodbye. Madison Bowie, he could come back. 10 points, plus 6 in 52 games. He'd probably crack the lineup. To be honest, I wouldn't be opposed to Bowie, but I think I'm just going to release him, and I'll just re-sign him later. I'll just, I'll see if anyone's better, and if not, I'll circle back to him later on. Frédéric Gauthier, I like him defensively. Maybe he could crack the lineup and not be in Iowa, and he could be a healthy scratch in the NHL this season, so I would like to re-sign him, so I'll just qualify. McCoshen, qualify, because he doesn't want to sign. Sokolov, he dropped to medium top 9. Was he always at medium top 9? But can I give you 2 years? 2-year max 2-way deal. Yeah, there we go. Riley Stillman, we just got him from Florida. Yeah, I can give you 2 years, Riley. Belpido, I can sign you. Can I give you 2 years as well? I'll give you 2 years. Belpido has some potential in him. Will Bitten's a top 9, former Montreal Canadian prospect. Yeah, I can sign you. And Mason Shaw, of course. Great potential for Mason Shaw. I'd like to get him on a max 3-year deal if he would accept. So we'll advance the day again. Just, okay, easy decision. Mason Shaw doesn't want a 2-way deal at 3 years. Easy decision, great. Okay, we got those guys out of the way. Let's go back to the UFAs. We'll deal with the rest of the RFAs later. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of guys down here that we didn't really think about. Guskov, okay, Rao is gone. Get rid of him. Mermis, he's gone. Johnson, okay, we could keep him. Bart, gone, 33 years old. Lievo. Trevor Lewis, we're going to say goodbye to him, 34 years old. He was a good defensive forward. Didn't do much for us because he was buried a bit. Hartman doesn't want to extend, and he wants to... Yeah, goodbye, Ryan Hartman. That's not going to happen. That cleans things up a little bit, but I'm still not happy that all these guys are not signing. So let's revisit Mike Hoffman here. He wants 3 years, 7.5. 3 years is not crazy, but to get him to sign when he doesn't want to sign, that would probably take like 7.850. 7.850. We like Mike Hoffman on this team. Kovalchuk's not going to happen, guaranteed. He's not happening. I'm not giving him 4.5 million. He's going to regress. No. Eli Kovalchuk, I'm sorry. Michael Frolik, he wants 2.250, and he doesn't want to resign. Not going to happen. So it really just comes down to we have 36 million, pretty much, for Hoffman, Stahl, Kaprizov, and Fiala. Mike Hoffman, huh? Mike Hoffman. Great season here on the Wild, but now he wants to cash in. I can at least send him an offer. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we could go from there. 3 years at 7.850 for a good sniper. I think that's fair. I think it's fair. I know there could be people in free agency, but I'm going to send it to Mike Hoffman. I believed in him. He did well here, and let's at least give him the opportunity to re-sign. Eric Stahl is getting picky out here. So you know what? I'll give you your money, but I'm keeping it to a 1 year deal. I'm going to give you 1 year at 5 million, pretty much. Let's go 1 year, 5 million for Eric Stahl. You know what? Okay, I'll go the 2 years. But then he wants more. He wants to, no. 1 year, 5 million for Eric Stahl. Brad Hunt, you should be lucky to be even getting offered a contract. I'll give you 2 years. You know what? I'll give you 2 years at 1.425. These guys are gonna have to get traded later on, I guess. Josh Lievo, he does want to extend. He's a good fourth liner. We got him in that deal from the Canucks. From the Flames when we got Sean Monahan. He had 11 points and was a -2 in 59 games. He's not bad at all. Let me try 1 year, 1.2. Wouldn't hurt. And Lucas Johnson here. High top 6 he has. Okay, I'll give him another season. Guskov, who's this? Mate Guskov. He's 5th round pick in 2019. Playmaker. Playing with the Battalion. 72 points in 66 games. Medium top 9. Yeah, why not? Here you go. Take an entry-level contract. Why not? And back to the RFAs here. Duhaime, medium bottom 6. 4th round pick. 3 goals in 20 games. I'm going to go ahead and release you. And Mason Shaw, I'm going to try again. I'll give you a 2 year contract this time. You didn't want 3 years at two-way. I'll try 2 years at two-way. And advance another day. This is a big one right here. Okay, Eric Stahl again about the years. Josh Lievo signs on. Brad Hunt the years. And Mason Shaw, okay, good. This is it here. Mike Hoffman. No, Luke Johnson, he's back. Mike Hoffman, easy decision. Okay, there we go. Mike Hoffman's back on this team. We thought he was going to walk for sure. And he is back, so we don't know what's going to happen with Eric Stahl. Kaprizov and Fiala is going to take up like 15 million or something. That still leaves us with a lot of money for the defense. That still leaves us with money to get 2 good guys at 6 million each or something. Unless Fiala walks. We don't know about Fiala. Brad Hunt, you're really busting my chops here, Brad. You know what? Release. I'll sign you. I will sign you. You did well. I want to bring you back. But the EA voodoo is in your brain and not letting you sign the contract. Same for Eric Stahl, I guess. Okay, here's your 2 years. 2 years, 5.050. There you go, Eric Stahl, you greedy, money-hungry piglet. Unsigned. I think that's everybody, right? No one else needs anything. Goalies, everybody signed. Great. That was the end of the free agency, of the re-sign phase. And now we can head into... you have not offered the money that I feel I'm worth. Goodbye. Bye, Eric. Bye. Fiala... Oh, wait, what? It was an easy decision to renew my contract with you. I qualified you, which means... How come arbitration shouldn't be happening yet? That doesn't make sense at all. I qualified him, so I was going to sign him on July 1st here, but now he just signed an arbitration or something. That doesn't make sense. So he re-signed what he got last year? I don't know. What's he making now, Kevin Fiala? 1 more year at 3 million, and he's an RFA again next season. Okay, I can extend him, I guess. I'll extend him later on in the season. Greenway, now it's July 1st. Greenway wants an extension. I could extend Greenway before he starts to grow too much. Give him another couple years. Or I could really try and max him out here and give him like a 7-year extension. Or even a 6-year... No, yeah, you know what? 7-year extension. Power forward with good potential. Who knows if he'll grow? Now's the time to do it. So he wants 3.075, 85%, 2.61. So let's try 2.625. 2.625 for 7 years on Jordan Greenway. No problem. Nobody else really there. And for goalie, I think Elvis is here now. Yeah, Elvis, what would he cost for an extension? He wants 5 years, 4.125. It might be good to sign him now before he starts playing too well and wanting a ton of money. 85% of that is 3.506. So 3.525? 3.525 for 5 years would be amazing for Lincolns. So we'll see what he says. So here we are in free agency now, July 1st. So before we hop in, I'm going to go to the scouts, hire staff in the scouts, see if there's any new scouts to hire, old ones to fire, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so it ends up that there's only one scout that I hired. So now we can hop into free agency. Quickly make note that we have $27 million of cap space, and we still need to re-sign Kaprizov, Bennett. Doesn't really matter too much, but Kaprizov, I can go ahead and offer him a contract right now. We were thinking 6 years at like $7 million, right? I think it was 5 years, $7 million, but either way, at 6 years, 85% of 8.45 is 7.18. So you know what? Let's be fair. Let's give him 6 years, 7.250, and see what he says to that. He should accept that, no problem. Fiala signed his contract, which was weird. I was going to extend him, but we got him for 1 more year at $3 million. We don't need to think about that till next season, I suppose. And Sam Bennett will do 2 years to keep him as an RFA, but 85%, 1.72, so 1.750 for 2 years of Sam Bennett. Let's try that. Lievo, Lievo's there. Gauthier, what? He wants 1.8? That's not happening. McCaution, maybe 1.4. Yeah, you guys are lunatics if you think that's happening. But let's hop into free agency. I really hope there are some defensemen here. Dougie Hamilton. Okay, let's see who's on defense. Defense in free agency. Oh, thank goodness, there's a good class here. Besides, let's look just at UFAs though. Hamilton, Jarmelson, Barry, Murray, Edler. Okay, there's definitely some good names. All right, so I browsed through each one and looked at their line fit on the team. Dougie Hamilton, by the way, he forgot to say $12 million he wants. So don't think that's going to happen. The problem with a lot of these guys, like I looked at the forwards as well. These guys have crazy demands that are not going to be met, and they'll wait a long time to get signed. Galchenyuk, who just is coming off a 42-point season, wants $7.1 million. Not going to happen. So we pretty much got to sign like a couple defensemen and a second-line centerman, ideally. I was looking at Nick Jarmelson here, but he's 34 years old, wants 4 years, fits deep pairing 3, not ideal. Barry, Edler. Barry's okay as a two-way defender who's very offensive but fits deep pairing 3. Edler, Chara, Bufflin. These guys are all pretty old as well as only fitting deep pairing 3. Adam Larson, it says 3 bars, he fits all deep pairings. And Ryan Murray, we get 4 bars, top 4 deep pairing, and all penalty kill. So my number one priority right now is Ryan Murray. He wants 5 years, 4.725. 2 other teams are interested in him. Last season, tough year with Columbus. I guess they didn't, with Boston. He got traded to Boston, didn't do much there either. So I would love to get Ryan Murray. I think he'd fit well. So we have 2 other teams interested, Vegas and Columbus. Columbus wants him back. 5 years is fine with me. I don't think I'd go higher than that. 6 would bring him to 33. 6 wouldn't be bad, but his demand goes up. So 5 years is fine. 5 years at 5 point something. I know it's going to be expensive, but it's going to be cheaper than Jonas Brodin, who is going to be at 6 point whatever and an 82 overall. So Ryan Murray at 84 and making 5 point something makes more sense. We really want to make sure we get him because this would be a big blow to the defense if we can't. So I think I will overpay for him. With the understanding that he won't play for 5 seasons on this team, most likely. 5 years, $5.35 million. It's $625,000 more per season than he wanted, so than he's asking for. So let's go for it. 5 years, $5.350 for Ryan Murray. Second, Adam Larson would not be opposed to him. Defensive defenseman, which is going to be good for the chemistry. After that, it starts to go down. John Merrill, not a bad option either. I was looking. He fits all deep pairings at 3 bars. Aside from that, it really goes down. Brad Hunt, maybe I'll give Brad Hunt his contract. Let's see if he'll take it now. 1 year, 1.4. Let's see if he'll take, even 1 year, 1.350 for his disrespect. And if he doesn't want it, he can rot in free agency. 1 year, 1.350. Got to keep a running tab of this. That leaves us with 11.56 million for another defenseman and a second line center, hopefully. So that's possible. Adam Larson, John Merrill. John Merrill's an 81. Adam Larson at an 83. Larson plus 13, had 21 points last year. 4-star defense. John Merrill, 29 years old, also a defensive defenseman, had 19 points, -1, 3.5-star D. You know what? No one's interested in Larson, so I'm going to try risking it here for Larson. I'm going to go 4 years. 4 years at, like, cheap. 4 years, 4.250, because no one else is interested. If I lose him, I lose him. I'll go for John Merrill. But if I can get him for cheap, then it's worth it. If I can't, then whatever. But I wouldn't pay, like, if other teams were interested, I wouldn't have gone up for $5 million for Adam Larson. But 4 years, 4.425. Let's see what Adam Larson says to that. Minus 4.425. That leaves us with 7.135 million. If we go to the UFA centerman here, Eric Stahl wanting $6 million is pretty crazy. No one is interested, obviously. So I could try to get him for cheaper if he would take it. David Krejci does seem like a bit of a better option, though. He's a year younger and wants like 1.5 million less. And he fits forward line 1 and power play 2, but he wouldn't be playing first line. Alex Wenberg, he had a 40-point season, 77 faceoffs, fits the first line. Krejci, 76 faceoffs, huh? But last season he did better points-wise with 48 and 81. Phil Danault is here as well. We love Phil Danault here on the channel, but a two-way forward doesn't fit as well in the chemistry, and we don't know about the scheme fit, but he's amazing defensively, like we said. Nick Bonino kind of already fills that role, but we need 2 centermen who are solid. But I don't know, do I want Monahan, Danault, and Bonino all two-way forwards? That's not great for the special teams either. We need guys in the power play who can dish the puck and help the chemistry get +3s and +5s. So David Krejci might be my man here. David Krejci, 35 years old. Like I said, the age is not optimal here, but it's a short-term solution for, we're waiting for Marco Rossi pretty much to come up. So I give him 1 year. No one else is interested in him. 85% is like 3.9 something. So let's go to 4 million. 1 year, 4 million for David Krejci. No one else is interested. So again, if we lose him, we lose him. We'll get somebody else. But let's try it here. Guy looks like Doug Stamper from House of Cards, by the way. Looks like Michael Kelly, the actor. Okay, I think that's everything. Any interesting goalies that are here? Wow, Tuukka's here, Binnington, Anderson, Dubnyk, Riddick, Ranta, big names here, all starters. Wow. Binnington would be amazing to have on the team, but it wouldn't make sense. We've got Elvis, then we're gonna dump him to just sign another guy. It wouldn't make sense, but that would be fantastic if we could. Actually, let's look exclusively at RFAs here. Sergachev. Carl, not a lot of big names. It's just that Sergachev is still out here. Taylor Hall, of course, wants a lot of money. And if we just sort by potential, Zach Sanford, high top 6 forward, really? Josh Hosang, and sorting by UFA, Barbashev, Duclair. Did Duclair ever get signed last season? No, he did not. He stayed in free agency the whole year. Now he wants 2.6. Maybe look at Anthony Duclair. Maybe. We don't know anything about him, though. Josh Hosang, he usually grew really well in NHL 20. But we'll keep note of those guys. We'll come back later. Let's advance a few days now. And this is huge. If all these guys sign, that would be like earth-shattering. But we'll see. Let's simulate a few days and see who wants to come to the Stanley Cup champion Minnesota Wild. Let's see. The scout is on board. Great. Not going to do that trade. Okay. Showtime. Okay. Showtime again. Let's see it. Sam Bennett, extremely happy to accept the offer. Great. All you got to do is wait till July 1st, and then it happens. Sam Bennett's on board. Elvis extends. Okay, that's key. 5 years at 3.5, that is key. Really good to have a good goalie signed, not too expensive. Adam Larson, appreciate your interest. I decided to go to another team. No problem, Adam. That's okay. I'm going to see how much he signed for. But that's okay, Adam. All I really want is Ryan Murray. Kaprizov, thank goodness, he extends. And Brad Hunt decides goodbye. And Jordan Greenway extends. That's a big extension for Greenway. And Ryan Murray. Yes, that's the big name we needed. Okay, let's take a look at this team now. Quickly, just Adam Larson. He signed for 4.485. I guess I could have offered him 4.5. Like I said, 83 overall, 28 years old. I didn't want to go big long term. I really wasn't gonna. I don't want to get into the situation I just got myself out of. So we're still waiting on David Krejci with 15 million in cap space here. But again, we're just sorting by overall. Monahan, Hoffman, Parise, Kaprizov, Fiala, Bennett, Eriksson, Ek, Greenway. Yeah, we're gonna need some growth from some people here for sure. The main thing I'm looking at though is defense. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is not great at all. We definitely need another. Like even if Bader makes the team, We still need a couple other defensemen in that 80 range. So that's why John Merrill would be a perfect option for us, I think, since Adam Larsson's not coming. So let's dip back into free agency with our 15+ million. Who's still out here? Eric Stahl still wants crazy money. Dougie Hamilton, his demand went down from 12 to 10 million. That's got a little sense slapped into him. Okay, so in this range, 6 guys are interested. 6 teams interested in Jarmelson, really? Bufflin, Chara, Brandon Carlo gonna be getting 5.2 million for 6 years. Yeah, what a joke. John Merrill, here he is. So 2.375, John Merrill. He fits all defensive pairings, maybe. Even if he doesn't, it's still a good bottom pair guy. So I'd be happy to get John Merrill on board. I can go 2 years at 2.225 for even cheaper. I'm sorry, John, but like if no one else is interested in you, I'm gonna try and squeeze you a little bit. So 2 years at 2.2. I'll be a nice guy. 2 years at 2.2. And if Brad Hunt doesn't want to come back, that's gonna. I wanted Brad Hunt though. It'd be nice for the top pair. Give it that +5 again. That was a good story we had going. But I offer like 1.3 something. So let me try 1 year at 1.450. A little nicer now to Brad Hunt. I'll be a little nicer to him. And that would be nice to get a couple guys there. These guys start to want too much money. It's really 81's like the cutoff. At 82 they start to want way too much. So maybe Jake McCabe even says he fits the top 4 maybe. But let's wait on Merrill and Hunt. We'll see what happens. We're still waiting on David Krejci, of course. That'll be a big game changer. No one else is interested in him. So he may want to sign that contract and come to Minnesota. Let's see. Advance a day and reject the offer. Okay, but didn't go anywhere else, so we can always just send another. Eric Stahl at 6.1. I really wanted to bring back Eric Stahl. I'm sad. We traded for him and everything. I'm sad that we can't get Eric Stahl. That was a big trade as well. It was costly. Got us a cup. Can't say anything about that. It got us a cup. But I want more of Eric Stahl. Let's try 4.225. 4.225 for 1 year. I wouldn't go much higher than that. But again, it's only for 1 season. It's a band-aid. We're not sure if he's going to even... Maybe we extend him for 1 more year after that. But Rossi's coming up soon. And we'll see what happens with him. Come on, David. John Merrill. Nice. And Brad Hunt rejects again. Bye, Brad. Now I'm done with Brad. Any other offensive defensemen in free agency? Any offensive defensemen? We got Brad Hunt, the only one. There he is. And then there's nobody. Next one is Forsling. Gustav Forsling. Yikes. I guess we're going back to Brad Hunt. You little piggy. Now Washington's interested. 1 year, 1.650 for Brad Hunt. It's purely for the chemistry. It's not even for a story. It's purely for the chemistry. If I can get him with Suter, that would be nice. Come on, Krejci. Sign that deal. And he goes to New Jersey. I'm looking for a team that's more of a playoff contender. Bello, we just won the Stanley Cup. Conservative sellers because of the team status that gets nailed to me. What a joke. Okay, have fun in New Jersey, David. I'm really happy we got Ryan Murray and John Merrill, but... Come on, Joe Thornton's going to be getting that much money too? And Eric Stahl got a contract? Oh boy. Okay, now it's coming down to Stepan or Danault. Even Mikko Koivu's out here, but I don't think Mikko's going to come back. Stepan or Danault? Stepan fits none of the lines. Danault maybe fits forward. Okay, that's more hopeful. All right, Philippe Danault. It was written in the stars. It was always meant to be. With Philippe Danault, 1 year, 3.5 million for Philippe Danault. I hope he comes. If anyone else offers a contract, that might circumvent our Brad Hunt. Get out of here. Go to Washington. And then Philippe Danault. Bienvenue à l'équipe. Very happy to have Philippe Danault. Not ideal for chemistry, like I said, with a two-way forward, but I love him, and I hope he'll do good things for us. We still have 11.485 in cap space. We're in a very good position, I'd say. Let me check out the lines again. We could use another forward, perhaps. Forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If Josh Lievo makes the team, we could sign a depth winger. Would not be a bad option. Even a third line. Benito plays third line center. That's okay. Fourth line center maybe, because Eriksson Ek's more of a winger. Because you want 8 wingers on the team. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then on the right, nobody. So 1, 6, 7 in Lievo. And then at the center, we put Ek and Bennett on the wing as well, perhaps. Bennett has 80 faceoffs. He's a centerman. So Bennett can be third line. Bennett and Benino, okay, they can go third, fourth line, rotate. Eriksson Ek to the wing, perfect. So it's more just Josh Lievo. Do I want Josh Lievo or do I want to sign somebody better? I'll sign somebody, even if it's just his depth. Someone who's like a 79, 80 overall for a winger depth. Kovalchuk's still out here. He wants 3.4 million. Sorry, Ilya. I'm sorry. On the left wing, there is Zach Sanford here. He's high top 6 somehow. A power forward. Fits all forward lines, maybe. That wouldn't be a bad option, maybe. He's at 19 points, negative 13. 75 discipline, though. Not ideal. I'll have to do some research here, see who fits the lines. Alright, so it comes down to a few names here. Michael Frolik, still in free agency. We could go after him. We know he fits kind of the bottom 6. He was okay with us in the regular season. He played all 82 games, getting 23 points and a +6. Not bad at all for Michael Frolik. We could also go after Yoel Armia. I love Yoel Armia. If anyone on the channel has been following along, you know that Yoel Armia is like a son to me. 21 points in 82 games last season with the Canadiens, but he doesn't fit the lines necessarily, so that's not ideal. So maybe he's not as much of an option. Ryan Hartman enjoying free agency, I see. Good job, Ryan. And then, of course, we have Zach Sanford, like we were saying, fits all forward lines. And Warren Foegele, he fits the top 6 forwards, which helps for when slotting in for injuries, at least. He is a power forward, which that would definitely help with chemistry. So either Sanford or Foegele would help with chemistry as power forwards. Sanford, I give maybe the slight edge because he fits all forward lines, but I don't like that 75 discipline at all. And then as well, there's Michael Raffle, who fits the bottom 6 lines. He has 3-star defense as a 2-way forward. So Michael Raffle, not bad, but it seems like it's come down to Warren Foegele and Zach Sanford in my mind. Both with good potential as well. High top 6 and medium top 6. Fogel's a 1 year younger. 8 goals, 11 assists, -5 with 34 penalty minutes. Sanford, 35 penalty minutes, -13, 10 goals, 9 assists. It's tough. Very similar players. 3.5 skating, 4-star physical. 3 skating, 3.5 physical. 85, 80, 86 on defense. 85, 80, 88 on defense. You know what? I think I'm going to go with Foegele. Foegele. I think I'm going to give it to him. We'll go 1 year. He stays as an RFA as well. That's not bad. How come he's a UFA? Because he got released, I guess. So he would not be bad for a couple of years. He stays as an RFA. You know, we can do that. 2 years at 1.5 for Big Warren. So if that gets signed, that covers us at forward. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on defense. If Susi and Botter make the team, we at least need some depth. I'd rather Susi and someone else be swapping in and out. So we'll try to get 1 more defenseman. And then between the pipes, I think we're fine. I don't even know if Stalock's going to be backing us up because we have Kakkonen. So once again, someone in that 80 overall range or something. I'll do my research here and see who fits the 3rd defensive pair. Tobias Enstrom, all D pairings and all penalty kill. 36 years old. He's still around. I don't think he played at all last season, right? Or even the year before. No, he played in New Jersey, but the year before that, 18-19 and 19-20, he did not. Lucas Spiza fits all D pairings here, and he's 79 overall, 87 shot block, 87 stick check. That's pretty good for 79 overall. I'm liking Lucas Spiza especially. He only wants 1.5 as opposed to Michael Stone, for example, who wants 2.2. You know, I'm going to go for it. A lot of these guys want a bit too much. Namath at 1.775 is not bad, but only 2 bars that he fits the 3rd pair. Tobias Enstrom as well. I like that he fits everything, but I don't know, 36 years old. It's really between Enstrom and Spiza. Spiza is a defensive defenseman, which will help with the chemistry more, and 5 years younger. Yeah, we're going to go with Spiza. Nice 1 year deal, a juicy 1 year deal at 1.425 for Lucas Spiza. But right away, Warren Foegele, you have not offered me the dollars I feel I deserved. Okay, sorry Warren, didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'll send you another contract. We got a ton of cash, whatever. 1 year, 1.550, 50 more $1,000 than you're looking for. You should take that. Ian McCoshen accepts his RFA contract qualification. Great. Lucas Spiza goes to the New York Rangers. Too many players in my position. What? You'd be playing full-time on the 3rd D pair and swapping out with Susi if there's any injuries. I mean, now that I think about it, we could always go after a big boy like Zdeno Chara. The guy's 44 years old and he's still out here looking for a job. 3.5-star skating, which is not bad. 5-star physical, 4.5-star defense. Drafted in 1996. Big Z. As a Canadiens fan, can't stand him, but one of the best to ever do it. Amazing defenseman, insane work ethic on and off the ice. I'm tempted here by Zdeno. He's still around. We have a ton of money this season too. Why not just try and get Zdeno 1 more cup before he turns 45 years old? Byfuglien, I'm not sold on Byfuglien. He still has the defense, but the puck skills have gone down, the physical's gone down, the skating's gone down as well. Zdeno, it's like you kind of already expect that. He never had the puck skills. He's just a big physical guy with great defense. He'd still be good on the penalty kill and all that, just so we don't know anything about him. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. Because Suter, let's say Suter's playing with Murray or Vatanen. That means Murray or Vatanen playing with Merrill in the second pair. And then Botter, Soucy, third pair. I'd rather put Merrill down on the third pair. That's the reason we signed him, to put him on the third pair. His chemistry is for the third pair. And then on the second pair, we can put Vatanen or Murray with Chara. So it kind of fell in our laps here. He didn't play at all last season. He's still here looking for a job. The NHL told him to go home. Every organization said, we don't want you. And then in the middle of July of the second free agency period that he is available, we're just going to swoop in here. Travis Hamonic also didn't play last season, and he's a good defensive defenseman as well. 30 years old, 4-star physical, 4-star defense, 3.5 skating. So I'm really tempted by Travis Hamonic as well. But the 84 is luring me in here. Big Z. Let's see what he's got for one more year in the tank. 1 year, $4 million, Zdeno Chara. Let's see him. Is Warren Fogle gonna? You have not offered me the dollars I feel I deserve. And he went to Winnipeg. He wanted 1.5. I gave him 1.55. This free agency is such a joke. All right, Zach Sanford. 1 year, 1.650. Great. Welcome to the team. Didn't even want you. Maybe he'll surprise me with his high top 6 potential. I don't know how that comes in. Zdeno, sign that contract and get over to Minnesota. Let's go. Sanford's on board. Zdeno's still thinking for some reason. Extremely happy to accept your offer. I like the idea that I'm likely to be a go-to man for your team. Bello, you're 44 years old, 250 pounds. Your grandkids just want to hear a story. Put them to bed, get on a plane, fly to Minnesota. I'll see you in September. All right, so here we are at the beginning of the preseason. I'm going to make my roster moves, fix up the lineup, and we'll see what we're looking like. All right, so we've run into a few problems here that may be fixed through a new coach or maybe other moves, but here's what we're thinking. First line, Kaprizov, Monahan, and Hoffman. Kaprizov up to an 84, Monahan up to an 87, Hoffman still at an 85. Again, we're very surprised that he's even coming back. We thought that he was gone for sure, but 3 years, 7.8, and we still have money in the bank, and Mike Hoffman is back. Second line, Fiala, Eriksson Ek, Parise. I thought that Danault was going to be our second line center, but look at the line fit. He is terrible for the second line, and he gives it either a 0 or if you change it around even more, a -1. You can't get a +1. So Danault on the second line is a bit of a killer. So that means Eriksson Ek has to go there, or we could put Nick Bonino. It doesn't make as much sense, or Sam Bennett. Either way, it's either a 0 with anybody else but Eriksson Ek. Third line, Marcus Johansson, Phil Danault, Jordan Greenway up to an 82 overall. That's great. By the way, Eriksson Ek, 83. He's growing. That's a good thing. Finally, we thought that he was going to have to leave this team, but the growth is hopeful. Plus faceoffs up to a 77. Fourth line, Sanford, Bonino, Bennett. Bennett up to an 82. So I guess it was good that we re-signed him in the end, and we got him for a couple of years as well. So Sam Bennett, he fits best on the first line. And Zach Sanford fits best on the first line as well, but can't really do anything there. If we could try and put him, let's say we put him on the first line, and then you put a playmaker here of Marcus Johansson, you could get a +5 of Sanford, Johansson, and Hoffman, but that's not really what we want to do. Defense, Ryan Suter and Ryan Murray, the two Ryans, give it a +3. That's awesome. Vatanen and Merrill get a +1. Merrill, we thought he was going to play the third pair, but he fits best on the second pair. So I think we'll put him there. And then third pair, Botter and Chara. Botter, two big boy. Look at this, 6'9" and 6'4". Botter could learn from Chara. That would be an awesome growth experience for him. He was in the NHL before Botter was even born. So that would be interesting. But as a healthy scratch, Carson Soucy has grown to an 80 overall. So that is very hopeful as well. He could play defense, no problem. Goalies, Kakin and Stalock. I'm going to have them rotate in the preseason to see who gets the backup spot. I'm probably going to give it to Kakinen. Well, that's how we're looking at the moment. Healthy scratch on forwards, there's none because I sent Josh Lievo down. Josh Lievo he'll probably be the depth forward, or even Frederic Gauthier, but I sent them both down at the moment for the preseason. I'll probably end up calling up both Gauthier and Lievo actually for the regular season, but at the moment I can only call up one because we have 3 goalies. So Lievo will also be a healthy scratch. He won't actually be in Iowa. But anyways, here's an idea of the Iowa lines. Marco Rossi up to a 78 overall. He's very close to making the NHL. He's almost there. Depth forward he's listed as. Still not quite there in the faceoffs as a centerman. Not sure why. but his puck skills are amazing. He's a great passer with good senses and good skating, so he's going to continue to grow. Mason Shaw's growing. Matthew Boldy is growing at a 78. So, Kovanov at a 70, Sokolov at a 76. On defense, McCoshen at 77, Belpito 76, Kalen Addison up at a 69. So everyone's growing. We're seeing some good growth here. Oof, +5, +3. I think we'll have to sign a couple of depth defensemen for Iowa, as well as a couple of depth forwards, but we'll work on that. I'm going to send out some contracts. Hunter Jones at a 72. He'll be backing up whoever's probably Alex Stalock. But at the moment, we're going to do the preseason. I'm going to send out the scouts. We'll do the preseason. I want to see how Botter does as well as how the goalies do, and then we can start making decisions about how this team will look moving into season number 2. For captaincy, I think I want to name a captain this season. We gave the C to Parise just so that he would raise the cup, but I'm not sure who should get the C this season. I think I'd like to name a captain, so I'd love to hear your input on that. I'm going to give the A's to Parise, Suter, and I guess Chara at the moment. I'll just give those guys the A's. But I want to hear what your thoughts are for the captaincy. Big leaders on this team that include Danault, Bonino, even Monahan. On defense, Ryan Murray has worn the A before, so a lot of good options of leadership on this team. I was signing some defensemen to contracts here for the Iowa Wild, and I see Julius Honka's available. 80 overall, listed as a top 6D, medium top 4 potential. I've seen him grow well in some NHLs. He has 3-star defense. I don't know if he'd make the team or not, but you know what? Just as a piece for injuries, for trades, I don't know what. I'm going to take a chance on Julius Honka. It would not hurt at all, even if he doesn't play and he just stays in Iowa. Would not hurt to sign him. So we're going to begin simulating in a few days, get those Iowa Wild forwards and defense signed on, new assistant coaches for the Iowa Wild. Great. Our staff chemistry, by the way, in the NHL is up to 80%. So that is going to bode well, hopefully, for the upcoming season. Let's get through the preseason now. Game 1 against the Dallas Stars. Got all these guys on board. Fantastic. Julius Honka. First game against the Dallas Stars in the preseason is a 4-3 win. We'll go ahead and switch up the goalies, and then I'll also fix the lines in Iowa. Honka does fit the first deep pair very well. So you know what? I'm going to throw him on the first pair with Murray. Ryan Suter can sit out for the preseason. Julius Honka will play there. Botter and Chara will play there. Botter, 1 game, 1 goal, 1 assist, +4. That bodes very well. Did not touch the special teams at all. We'll just let the rest go like that. AHL in Iowa, we're looking like this. Toropchenko, the guy that we got in the trade from St. Louis for the 5th overall pick, he's going to give the first line a +3, which is great. Second line +3. And then also on defense, we go +5, +3, +3. So Iowa poised to have a great season with that chemistry. Kakinen will start the next game. I don't know why the game says that we are seller status. That does not make sense. But I'm going to go through the whole preseason. I'm going to give the next couple games to Kakinen, then a couple games after that to Stalock, and we'll see how everybody's looking. So through the 6 games of the preseason, we went 5-1-0, looking good. Ryan Murray led the way with 7 points in 6 games. Danault with 6. Alrighty, great to see. Monahan Sanford with 5. Eriksson Ek had 4 goals. Greenway Honka had 3 points in 5 games and was a +8. That is very interesting because he doesn't fit he fits the second pair well, the third not as much. Ryan Murray exactly the same. So maybe Honka could play second pair. And then, I don't know, because then if he plays, then Botter gets knocked out of a spot. And Botter had 2 points +4 in 6 games, playing with Chara, who had 3 assists +5. So that's difficult to figure out. Kaprizov, 3 assists. Fiala, a goal and 2 assists. Parise, a goal and 2 assists. Johansson. Maybe Sami Vatanen moves. Maybe we trade Sami Vatanen. He's on an expiring deal. I saw he wanted like 4 or 5 million to extend. He doesn't fit the chemistry well. Yeah, maybe we just trade Sami Vatanen and keep Botter and Honka. Mike Hoffman only had 1 goal in 6 games. That was weird. Ryan Suter didn't do anything in the 1 game that he played. Merrill, 6 games, -1. Bit frightening. And for goalies, yeah, that looks pretty clear to me that Kakinen's going to be the backup. Stalock played okay, 2-1-0, 909 and 2.35, but Kakinen 3-0-0, 931 save percentage, 1.6 goals against average. We're going to roll with him. Stalock will go to the minors, and we'll do one last tweak of the lines here before we got to get our final ideas of how this team will look. See, Honka instead of Vatanen gives the second pair a +3. That's big. Honka at an 83, Merrill at an 84. That's not bad at all. It's keeping with Suter and Murray the +3 on the first unit. That is very, very interesting. Goalies, Merzlikins and Kakinen, Merzlikins. Gauthier, and I don't know, we'll figure out the scratches later on, because Sami Vatanen, we may just trade him. I want to hear your thoughts on that. He is an offensive defenseman, which helps the chemistry. He had 2 assists, -1 in 6 games. Last season had 27 points, was a +1 through all 82 games on an expiring deal at 3.15 at the moment. Carson Soucy could be our man for any substitutes due to injury. And if push comes to shove and we got to call somebody up, then we could just dip into Iowa and go get a guy like Christian Jaros or Ian McCoshen. But if we do trade Sami Vatanen, then that would allow Josh Lievo to also get called up for any injuries, for depth here with Frédéric Gauthier. But I think the forward lines are going to stay like this. We could move Hoffman to the second line, bring Parise up to give it the +3 like we had during the regular season. But then it's, once again, the same problem. 3 snipers. Then who goes to this line? Danault gives it a -1. Ek gives it a -1. Benino gives it a 0. Johansson gives it a +1. Bennett gives it a 0. So Marcus Johansson, he has 70 faceoffs. I don't think he counts as a centerman. That's the problem we're running into right now, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So with Vatanen out of the lineup, he's no longer shooting in the shootout. He's no longer helping out the special teams on the power play, as we only get +3, +1 instead of the old +5, +1 or +5, +3 we sometimes had. If we put offensive defenseman right here instead of Ryan Murray, if we swapped him out for Sami Vatanen, it would keep it at a +3. We'd probably have to tweak it a little bit. See, Kevin Fiala on the top line gives it a +5. Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek here gives it the +5. Yeah, so there's a few possibilities of +5 if Sami Vatanen were to be the defenseman on the power play. Penalty kill, different guys. Botter could get some penalty kill time here. We go 0 and +1 with the units looking like this. Lots of possibilities here. Elvis backed up by Kakinen, the scratches like that, as we said. And this is how we're looking, possibly, heading into year number 2. So we'll go ahead and stop the simulation there. We won't move forward in any way. The scouts are already sent out and everything. I just want to show you guys that if we were to move Sami Vatanen, what the return might be for him. He doesn't have a lot of value at all. He has like no value pretty much. Yeah, no trades found. So we'd probably have to dump him just for like draft picks, to be honest. Do I want to dump an 83 overall defenseman for draft picks? No. Maybe I could just keep him as a healthy scratch instead, and then we just let him go to free agency next season. Maybe that's the better option. And Carson Soucy just won't get to play, really. And as always, we'll fly through the trade blocks of all the teams here to see if anyone is interesting. Nick Delorier has a decent amount of trade value for what he would usually have. Alex Goligoski, what does he do? 36 years old, fits the top 4D in all power play. Armia up to an 80 overall as a free agent on the Blackhawks. Some prospects here on the Avalanche. Adam Larson's on the block in Detroit. Yeah, what are you doing? Tanner Pearson has a ton of trade value. See, now the trade values start to impact, like the performances that the players had last season will start to impact their trade value the season over. That carries over. So we may begin to see the crazy trade values of NHL 21, unfortunately. Broberg's here, Lavoie, some prospects from the Panthers. Martin Furk has a ton of trade value. More garbage. Jeff Petry's on the block. Love Jeff Petry. Expensive contract, though. We don't know anything about him. We could scout him if that's something that we're interested in. Krejci's on the block. All the guys we wanted to get all just went on the trade block. That's cool. Look at Stone. What? He scored. He was a free agent signing. 1 goal in 7 games, and that's his trade value? He just got signed as a free agent. There's no rhyme or reason for why he should have that trade value. None. None whatsoever. The season before, he had 26 points. Sorry, 26 here. And a +12. There's no reason whatsoever for why the value should be that high. None. There's no excuse for that. What a shame. Bailey, Nelson, Eberle, as usual. Everyone on New York is up for grabs. Did Barzal get signed by the Islanders here in the end? He did. 9.24 for 6 more seasons. Robertson, Schneider over on the Rangers. York, Ratcliffe on the Flyers. Poulet and Williams on the Penguins. Carl Soderberg at 35 years old, 83 overall. 2 more years at 3.19 has that kind of trade value. Okay. Sergachev still an RFA, yet to play Did he play? That's true, because for some reason the game gave him an extra year of contract, but now he's an RFA. We could sign him for like $5 million, and it would cost us draft picks, but we already have enough going on in the defense situation, so I don't think we need to sign another big name. Victor Rask, of course, is on the block. I don't know why they would have taken him, but thank you again to Tampa Bay. Jay Bouwmeester, a bunch of Alexiak, a bunch of guys. Wilson, Nieto, Raffle, all these guys were in free agency. Richie, all these guys were in free agency, and they all got signed and slapped on the trade block. Smart. Gaudette's an RFA. Peyton Krebs, Jake Leschyshyn, Haas, Luke Green. Okay, there are all the trade blocks. And here are our trade values, by the way. So if we're just looking at the forwards on this team, Burrows has a ton of trade value. Kevin Fiala has grown, and he has a ton of value. Well, not really grown, but his value has grown. Marcus Johansson, my goodness, he had almost no value. And now he has like a half bar. See, that's the thing. Like, do I want to dump Marcus Johansson for a top prospect? Great, I'd love to do that. But we can't scam the system too much. We have to be accountable to ourselves and try to play as realistically as possible. Marcus Johansson, he had a great playoff run, signed for 2 years, just under $3 million at 30 years old. Last season, he scored 37 points. What would we get for him? We have to think about that honestly and not whatever the game offers. Like, he has more value than Mike Hoffman. That's, come on. Parise's value is not much. Danault has like no value. See, why would Danault have like zero value? But then Marcus Johansson has a ton like that. On defense, Suter has a good amount of value. After that, it really goes down. I don't know why it's dropped so much. And Elvis has some value. And all these prospects have no value, which still doesn't make sense. And for draft pick situation, we have our first, our second, 2/3, fourth, 2/5, a sixth, and 2/7 heading into next year's draft. So I've given you guys a lot to think about. We have possible trades to make. Maybe we just roll with the lineup like this and the healthy scratches as we had. Any targets that we want to go after. What kind of lineup changes do we make? Do we keep Eriksson Ek as the second line center or not? There's a lot of ideas. Defense, I think the defense is pretty solid. Honka just fell in our laps as well. A lot of things happened in this episode that we didn't know or didn't expect were going to happen. Vatanen and Susi as healthy scratches kind of hurts my heart, but that may just be what we have to do, and we keep Josh Lievo down in Iowa, and then we keep the Iowa lines like this with Rossi and Boldy getting a lot of growth, and hopefully Shaw Kavanagh as well. Oh, and by the way, I just took a quick look at expiring contracts, and for the goalies here, both Stalock and Kakinen are expiring. Stalock, he would be cheap, but I'm not sure if I'd want to bring him back to just put him in Iowa and take away time from Hunter Jones or any of other goalie prospects. Kakinen, though, could be a bit of a backup longer term, maybe for another 2 seasons plus, could be even 3-4 seasons if we continue to roll with Elvis and the prospects take a long time. So I'd love to sign him long term. We can get him for like 5 years at under $1 million, so I'm just going to go ahead and hop on this right now before he changes his mind. 5 years at 0.925 for a solid backup who can just be moved away at any time. I will take that every day of the week. If we went even more, we could go 8 years at 1.2, 6 years at 1.05. Now I think 5 years is pretty fair to bring him to the age of 30. So discuss that with your friends and family, Capo, and then you let me know if you want another 5 Stanley Cup rings or not. So thanks so much for watching in this extended edition of the offseason. What a big draft, lots of free agency, some crazy trades we didn't expect. A lot of names are gone, new names are in. Names we didn't think were coming back have come back, and here we are. So that was a bit of a late upload this week, getting uploaded on Monday instead of Saturday as we usually do, because I had to wait to hear everyone's suggestions. Once again, this will be pushed a little bit because I don't want to upload on Wednesday. This goes up on Monday, that only gives you guys 1 day to watch it and give suggestions. That doesn't really make sense. So I think for the franchise modes for the channel schedule, we'll try to, a loose schedule of Wednesdays and Saturdays, but when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And the Thursday live stream with the Friday upload and the Monday live stream with the Tuesday upload can always stay as constants, and the other 2 franchise modes can kind of just depend on when suggestions are needed and when I need to wait a bit longer to hear back from all of you. So thank you so much for watching. I really look forward to your suggestions because we could really use them heading into our Cup Defense Season number 2. Make sure you check all the links down in the description as well, especially the link for the Discord server. Hop in there whether you're a part of it or not already, and we can talk more about the Minnesota Wild franchise and what kind of moves may have to be made. as well as an idea of the captaincy. So I hope you enjoyed all these moves as respected assistant general managers on this team, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.